All right, we might kick off. Rolls, if you want to start, we're recording.
David, halfway through that second quarter, you looked pretty much in command of a game that was going your way. How do you think it changed so quickly?
No, look, they probably started to, their pressure improved. They were able to win the centre clearances. So I think up until that stage, we were getting on top in the centre clearance, and then they won a few, got it forward, and they pinned the ball in their half. I think they ended up kicking 6 goals in that end of that second quarter, which was really disappointing. We threw an extra number behind the ball to try and support that and slow it down for a while. And on the other side of it is when we went forward, we didn't make the most of our opportunities. So I'm not sure how many consecutive points we kicked, but from after that period, we got some shots. I know in the third quarter, they kicked 4 goals. We kicked 3 points straight. So they were stronger than us around the ball. I thought our pressure early, I thought the way the guys cracked in early was really good. But against their bigger bodies, we weren't able to maintain it. And then once they won it on the inside, their ability to burst and spread. And then once they really got going, they were hard to catch. They ran hard forward, used the ball well. And we couldn't either win enough of the ball ourselves or then control the ball once we won it.
Was it as simple as that there just wasn't a lever you could pull or your players could work to change the game again?
Oh, we pulled a few. It was a real challenge. We put a bit of numbers behind the ball and changed our structure, but we weren't able to score, and we wanted to try and win the game. So then we went back to trying to give us a bit more of a chance, equaled the numbers off a little bit. But they generally beat us around the contest, and that wasn't just stoppages. That was when they kicked long down the line, in the air, or at the ground level. So we tried a couple of things from a defensive point of view, but it actually probably gave them a free number, and they used the ball really well. Their ball use and their ability to connect with handballs and get speed in the ball probably took our free number behind the ball out of the game, which was disappointing, but to their credit, they were very good.
How do you think they stack up when they've got time and space, Port Adelaide?
Oh, they're a good side, very good side, because it's not just the time and space; it's the big bodies. I thought Boak, Wines, Amon, not that he's as big as the other two, but Drew inside. They were able to win the ball on the inside. They also won some great contests. The Lear behind the ball was very good in terms of winning contests behind the ball. And then you always know that when they're on with their ball use, and if you can't get up and slow them down, they're very hard to stop. And we just weren't quick enough to number off. I thought it was more their handball, their ability to win the ball and handball, get it to the outside. And we probably got caught trying harder and getting on the inside again. So that's something that's a bit of a pattern we need to keep working on balancing off and numbering off and taking away the handball receive options. And then as the game went on, they got some good looks one-on-one in the front half. I thought Wiedering did a great job for a large period of the game against Dixon, but in the end, the weight of numbers got him.
So there's some conjecture about your role. Are you fearful of the impact such a heavy loss might have on the chances of you keeping your job?
Oh, look, it doesn't help. I understand that. In terms of the pattern of behaviour, that's our first really big loss. Timing's not great, but in terms of where we've been and the way the guys approached it at the start, I thought we cracked in. I thought our pressure and our ball use, and we used it well early. Look, it may not help, but again, I think it was one game. I think over the year we've been pretty competitive, but we've got some growth, and that's where we're at the moment. We got some looks today. I thought Corey Durden, some of his fall of the ball and pressure in the front half. Josh Honey showed again his ability to get at him, hit the scoreboard. Brody Kemp got an opportunity, and he was under the pump down there. They had quite a few tools down there, so he had to change opponents, but he battled hard. So it's good to see those guys. I thought Zach Fisher in the midfield, particularly early, and he probably ran out a bit of legs against the bigger bodies, but early on he was getting the ball to the outside and using it quite well. So disappointing. We're shattered. The thing that hurts most is probably you never want to lose like that for Carlton when you wear the Carlton football jumper. But when it's Mark Murphy's 300th and we saw him cracking in to do that for Mark Murphy's 300th, it hurts more. And I know the guys are trying, but for whatever reason, once they got a bit of a run on, we probably went into a bit of our shells and we weren't as aggressive throughout that.
David, how much has the week and the speculation and the intention around the club, how much do you reckon that's played on the players' minds? And do you think it had an effect today? Oh,
it's really hard to generalise on terms of players. Look, it's been an emotional week. I won't lie. Eddie probably with the comments, and you saw how he was in the media the other night. It had taken a toll on him, and then Sam Doherty. Which these issues are bigger, and I think football's a great avenue to spread the word, particularly around racism. It's not accepted, and I know Eddie carries that load, and he's proud to carry that load. But as a group, you'd have to ask each individual, but it does make it challenging, the constant talk. But that's the industry we're in, so we've got to find a way to continue. And to the credit, I thought we turned up to play. We had a crack early. We just went up to maintain it.
Wants to blame injuries, David, but obviously it was a very depleted side you put out there tonight. How much of the blame can you sheet to that?
Oh, look, I'm not going to blame. We competed with them early. Maybe our ability to continue it and keep it up, that might come with a little bit more experience and a little bit more age and games into these guys. But I thought early we turned up and we competed with them. I've got no doubt they probably got a bit of a rocket at quarter time and they stepped it up. But even the start of the second quarter, I thought we looked good around the contest. We got in our front half. We did have trouble at the end of the second getting it out of our back half. Their ability to win the centre bounce and pin it in their half was quite strong. So some of that's off the back of our ball use as well. But look, our guys early had a crack. We just went up to maintain it, and it was really disappointing finish. We probably didn't fight. We probably started to roll back, and they used the ball well. We needed to press up and be more aggressive. And thought the start of the fourth we did it, but we weren't able to maintain it again. And then when they got going, they were hard to stop.
Is this?
Go on, Riley.
Does this feel like your worst loss, David, in charge of the club?
It does. Probably the margin. There's probably some other games that have frustrated me more than this game. I thought there was periods there we just had to kick our goals, and it might have changed the momentum a little bit. And some of those misses probably took my energy and momentum out of us. So, look, the end result, yes. Right now, I want to say yes, but in terms of there's some positives early, particularly with those guys I mentioned. We got some games into two debutants, Josh Honey playing his fourth or fifth game. So there was still some positives in that sense, but unfortunately we just didn't have enough players able to play at the standard for 120 minutes. And Port Adelaide very good. I don't want to take anything away from them. They were very good as well.
David, have you been told how the review will be played out now with you and your football department?
No. I know there was some conversations had late this week, and from there they're going to spend a bit of time discussing that. So as far as I know, I'll probably find out after round 23 what their findings are.
Sorry.
I don't know if you have spoken to the group yet, David, or if you're planning to afterwards. What have you said to them after a performance like that, or what will you say when you do speak to them?
I haven't. We celebrated Mark Murphy's 300th. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get John and Judy's parents into the room, or Jesse, Max and Imogen. There's nothing better than particularly seeing Max run up to his dad after a win in the room. So would have been nice to be able to have had them in the rooms. Not that I think Max would have been too happy. I think it was a bit flat that we lost like we did. But we wanted to celebrate Mark's career, and it's been a great career. He's been a captain through some of our hardest times. 300 games is a great effort. And the boys reflected in 2011. Cade Simpson was saying how he's voted the best player by his peers, and it's such a great honour. So we'll touch on that. We'll touch on our plan going into the game. I thought we attacked it early. Our ability to maintain it. So we'll talk about our learnings out of that. When the momentum come, where did we go to from a mindset point of view? So we'll have a bit more of a chat as coaches as well. But there's definitely some learnings, but there was a couple of positives early with a few things, but unfortunately there was nowhere near enough of it.
How was Murphy in the rooms, David, after his farewell?
Oh, look, he's emotional. He had all his family, his friends there on a Zoom. So it was a challenging environment to do a really good presentation and farewell, one that he deserves. Yeah, look, he's given a fair bit. He said his shoulders are cooked, and his body's gone through a lot to get to 300 games. So I think the biggest thing you could feel was there was a sense of disappointment from his teammates that he finished on that, and to take the win or loss out of it was probably more how the result, how the game played out. I think his teammates. So there was probably an air of real disappointment that they let a great player of our footy club have his last game in that manner.
And what's the latest on Cripps?
Cripps should be right. He had a tight quad, which we were hoping would be up. We allowed it till this morning when we arrived over here. He did a few run through the cricket nets over here, but it wasn't going to be good enough to get through a whole game and be able to compete the way we know he does. So he'll hopefully play next week.
Carlton fans will clearly be hurting at this point. What's your message to them?
We understand it. Yeah, that was quite painful. It was painful to watch, particularly at the end. I think if you've got strength and courage, look to the signs of Josh Honey and Durden and Brodie Kemp playing, and I think Jacob Wiedering competed really strongly, and Sam Walsh. There's some young guys that are coming through this footy club that I think are going to play some really good football club and take this club back to where it needs to be. And I think there's some signs there. I thought Zach Fisher earlier, as I mentioned, through the midfield and Dow, these guys. We need to continue to grow, help them develop and improve. And if I was a fan, I'd be looking for some small glimpses there to hang on to.
Do you still believe you're the right person to turn it around?
Absolutely.
Can that happen quickly? Or is it still a bit of a process?
Beg your pardon?
Can that happen quickly, or is it still a bit of a process?
Oh, we've got to work hard. We've got some areas to get better at, but no, I think we're getting some games into guys. I think the talent, and you look at who's driving us at the moment in terms of throughout this year with Harry, Jacob, Sam Walsh. You add a Josh Honey or a Corey Durden that just keeps growing that depth. And yeah, I think we've got a good group. We've got some guys starting to hit that age between 22 and 26, and we've got to work hard. We've got quite a few areas to work on, but I'm confident that we're going in the right direction, and I think it can happen. And we need to get better, but that's where it's at the moment. I think we can. I think we've got the people and the attitude and the culture to do that.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, David.
Stay safe.
Thanks, guys.